Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome to the final block of the 2001 regular season in Payoff Pitch Baseball. We're at Pro Player Stadium in Miami, Florida tonight, where the Montreal Expos are playing the Florida Marlins. Looking at the standings in the National League East, which is actually, let's do an entire look at the standings. We'll start in the National League East because that's our relevant division. The Montreal Expos come into this game with the record of 87 wins and 70 losses. They have already locked in to the number 3 seed. They will play the NL Central champion Milwaukee Brewers. We'll come back to the Central Division. The Marlins come in tonight with a record of 79 wins and 78 losses. If the playoffs started today, they would be the 6th seed. But of course, we still have a little more baseball to play. The Philadelphia Phillies, Atlanta Braves, and New York Mets have all been eliminated by virtue of not being able to finish with a winning record. In the Central Division, as I mentioned, the Milwaukee Brewers are the division champions. They're the number 2 seed, and even if the Expos win out and the Brewers lose out, the Brewers would win the head-to-head tiebreaker with Montreal as Milwaukee won the season series 5-1. As for the rest of the Central Division, the Houston Astros and the Pittsburgh Pirates are both in the thick of the race, as the Astros they both have 81 wins, but the Astros have 76 losses to the Pirates 77. So the Astros actually have an extra game that they've got to play yet. But on a note for that race, the Pirates actually hold the head-to-head tiebreaker against the Astros. We'll see what happens in ultra-quick baseball. As for the National League West, the Colorado Rockies and the San Francisco Giants are the 2 teams from that division who will get into the playoffs. Colorado with a record of 100 wins and 57 losses. The Giants 2 games behind them at 98 and 59. The Padres with a record of 93 and 64. The Dodgers at 81 and 76. And the Diamondbacks at a record of 61 and 96 have all been eliminated. The Padres and the Dodgers because they couldn't catch the Giants and the Rockies. The Diamondbacks by not being able to finish under 500. And the Diamondbacks will be the first historical season champion to not make the playoffs in a replay on the channel. As for the American League, we'll start with the AL West because the Texas Rangers have ran away with that division. They're coming into tonight's action with a record of 116 wins and 41 losses. 120 is very much in the cards for the Rangers tonight, but they all but need to win out. The Oakland Athletics, Seattle Mariners, and Anaheim Angels were all eliminated due to not being able to finish under 500 with the winning record. In the AL Central, that race is total chaos. That's another division I could have chosen to go to for this last block. The Cleveland Indians are the 2 seed with a record of 103 wins and 53 losses. The Chicago White Sox right now are the number 4 seed in the American League. But the Twins hold the head-to-head tiebreaker against the White Sox, trailing the White Sox by a half game. The White Sox are 2 games over 500, so they do need to keep winning here in this late stage of the season. Every team mathematically in the Central theoretically has a path to the playoffs. It's basically Cleveland, and then everybody else is separated by 2.5 games. Even the Kansas City Royals, at a record of 77 and 80, have a way into the playoffs. As for the American League East, the Tampa Bay Devil Rays are the division champions in the East with a record of 88 and 69. They will play the Cleveland Indians in the ALDS. The Yankees have a record of 78 and 79. They need to get their wins together here. The Orioles, Red Sox, and Blue Jays have all been eliminated. That's enough ramble on that. We're expecting a sellout here at Pro Player Stadium for this gigantic game in the National League East. So, without any further ado, let's jump into the action. Starting pitcher for the Florida Marlins tonight is Kevin Olson. No wins, no losses, 1.20 ERA. 15 innings pitched, 11 hits, no homers, 2 walks, 13 strikeouts in 2001. Let's take a look at the Expos starting lineup that's going to be trying to keep Florida out of the playoffs. Leading off tonight, Terry Jones is in center field. Jose Vidro's at second base. Vladimir Guerrero's in right field. Orlando Cabrera's at shortstop. Jeff Bloom is at third base. Lee Stevens is at first base. Mark Smith is in left field. Brian Schneider is catching. And starting pitcher Toma Oka is hitting off of pitcher hitting card number 9. Leading off for the Expos tonight is Terry Jones. No homers, no walks against right-handed pitching in 2001. We are using teal, white, and black dice tonight. Marlins are the home team. Expos have nothing to play for. Marlins have everything to play for tonight. So basically, where I'm going with that is buckle up, folks. It's going to be another crazy night in the replay. In a replay that's been full of insanity. Olsen will get the sign from Ramon Castro. Can the Marlins get back into the playoff picture? Only the dice can the Marlins clinch a playoff berth? Only the dice know the answer to that question. And in order to find out, we've got a playoff atmosphere tonight, but we have to go to the first pitch, so let's play some all but playoff ball. We'll get started with an 8 for a tough 21. That'll be a called strike 3 on Jones, strike 3 by Olsen. That is out number 1. As the curveball gets the plate for strike 3, we are underway here at Pro Players Stadium. Jose Vidro, now the batter for the Expos. 12 homers, 25 walks against right-handed pitching in 2001. Still seems weird that I needed to go to the Expos late in 2001. I figured we'd be looking at them like a laughingstock, not as a playoff team. But crazy things happen when dice are rolled. Olsen gets the sign from Castro. He will set and he will pitch. 8 is a tough 37, and Vidro will have a 1-out single. Infield will set for double play. Vladimir Guerrero, now the batter. 26 homers, 20 walks against right-handed pitching in 2001. B3 should be a very good chance to steal, I think. Yes. He is a jump of 3 against a hold of 6, though. Jump of 3, hold of 6. He will hold. Guerrero's actually got good power. Olsen will get the sign from Castro. He will set, and he will pitch. 6 is a tough 57, and that'll be bounced over to third. That's where Michael Lowell is waiting for it. Let's see if the Marlins can turn the double play. 6 or less on 2d6. No, just barely no. Vidro will be thrown out at second. Guerrero will make it to first. 2 outs on the fielder's choice. Two outs in the inning, and Orlando Cabrera, now the batter. 10 homers, 26 walks against right-handed pitching in 2001. Olsen will get the sign from Castro. He will set, and he will pitch. Boxcars is a ballpark 91. That's in play for the righty Cabrera. And a 41 is going to be popped up on the infield. Going into foul territory for that is going to be Lowell, speaking of Lowell. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side. The 1-out single comes to nothing for Montreal. After half an inning here at Pro Players Stadium, it is Montreal 0, Florida coming to bat. Starting pitcher for the Montreal Expos tonight is Toma Oka. 1-4 with a 4.77 ERA, 54 2/3 innings pitched, 65 hits, 8 homers, 10 walks, 31 strikeouts with the Expos in 2001. Let's take our first look at the Marlins starting lineup. Leading off, we have got Dave Berg at second base, Derek Lee at first base, Preston Wilson in center field, Mike Lowell at third base, Kevin Millar in left field, John Mabry in right field, Ramon Castro catching, Alex Gonzalez at shortstop, and Kevin Olsen, the starting pitcher, is hitting off of pitcher hitting card number 1. Leading off for the Marlins tonight is Dave Berg. 4 homers, 11 walks against right-handed pitching in 2001. Oka will get the sign from Schneider. He will set, here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. 8 is a patient 98. He is not that patient. That'll be a fly ball into left field. Smith back for that one for the Expos. He will make the catch for out number 1. Derek Lee, now the batter. 15 homers, 34 walks against left-handed pitching in 2001. Neither of these teams have won a game on the board yet. Would be a great time for both of them to get a win, but only one of them can. Oka will get the sign from Schneider once again. He will set, and he will pitch. 7 is a tough 45. Called strike 3 on Lee. That's out number 2. First strikeout of the night by Oka. Two out in the inning, Preston Wilson, now the batter for the Marlins. 18 homers, 22 walks against right-handed pitching in 2001. Oka will get the sign from Schneider. He will set, and he will pitch. 6 is a tough 72. That'll be grounded over to second. Vidra will have that with no issues. He'll make the throw over to first, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Marlins here in the bottom of the first. So we are scoreless here in Florida after 1. Top of the second, and we're looking at the middle of the Expos order. Here's Jeff Bloom. 5 homers, 24 walks against right-handed pitching in 2001. Florida needs this game way more than Montreal does. Olson will get the sign from Castro. He will set, and he will pitch. 3 is a defense check. Let's see who we're checking for Florida. Range on the third baseman. Lowell's range is a B. That's going to get past Lowell, and that'll be a double for Bloom. He will lead the inning off with a double past third. Second hit of the night for the Expos, Lee Stevens, now the batter. 20 homers, 46 walks against right-handed pitching in 2001. Bloom, not a threat to steal. He will hold. Olson will get the sign from Castro. Fans at Pro Player Stadium are nervous. Olson will set, and he will pitch. 6 is a tough 55. Called strike 3 on Stevens. That's out number 1. Second strikeout of the day for Olson. 1 down in the inning. Changeup gets over the plate for strike 3. That is out number 1. Mark Smith, now the batter. 3 homers, 9 walks against right-handed pitching in 2001. Olson will get the sign from Castro. He will set, and he will pitch. 10 is a tough 9. That'll be an ugly swing by Smith. Strike 3. That's out number 2. Third strikeout on the night by Olson. 2 down in the inning, and Brian Schneider, now the batter. 1 homer, 5 walks against right-handed pitching in 2001. Olson will get the sign from Castro. He will set. Here's the kick, and here comes the pitch. 11 is a patient 77. He's not that patient. That'll get bounced over to short. Waiting for that is Gonzalez. He'll take his time, make the throw over to first, and retire the side. A leadoff double comes to nothing for the Expos. We're still scoreless here in Miami as we move into the bottom of the second. Marlins lose. They drop back to the precarious 500. Expos lose. Really, they lose nothing. Because remember, Montreal is already locked into the 3 seed. They will play Milwaukee in the division series. Mike Lowell leading off the bottom of the second for the Fishies. 14 homers, 35 walks against right-handed pitching in 2001. Oka will get the sign from Schneider. He will set. Here's the windup and the pitch. 5 is a wheelhouse 79. That is too high. That'll be lifted into center field. Back for that one is Jones. He'll be on the track, but he'll have room to make the catch. 4, out number 1. Lowell got a hold of it, but it ended up dying out there. Kevin Millar, now the batter. 17 homers, 28 walks against right-handed pitching in 2001. Oka will get the sign from Schneider. He will set, and he will pitch. 9 is an in-play 90. That'll be bounced over to short. Cabrera waiting for it there. He'll take it on a hop, throw it over to first. That's out number 2. John Mabry, now the batter. 6 homers, 10 walks against right-handed pitching in 2001. Oka will get the sign from Schneider. He will set, and he will pitch. 5 is a wheelhouse 27, and that was just what the Marlins ordered. That is hit high, it's hit deep, it is gone with a boom! Home run, John Mabry. Florida gets out to a 1-0 lead here. Stadium cheers. Yay! Ramon Castro, now the batter. No homers, 1 walk against right-handed pitching in 2001. His card is absolutely terrible, so the first chance the Marlins pinch hit, odds are they're bringing a new catcher. Oka will get the sign from Schneider. He will set, and he will pitch. 5 is a wheelhouse 76. That is not going to be anything. That'll be a fly ball into center field. Coming in for that one is Jones. He'll make the catch on the run, and that will retire the side. 1 run on 1 hit, a solo bomb by John Mabry. Marlins have a 1-0 lead after 2. A little Friday evening baseball here on the channel. Let me see if I can straighten the camera out just a little bit. Didn't realize it was crooked. Okay. Top of the third, Tomo Oka leading off for the Expos. He has pitcher hitting card number 9. That's right. Olsen will get the sign from Castro. He will set, and he will pitch. 6 is a tough 43. Swing and a miss by Oka. Strike 3. That's out number 1. We'll see if Florida's playing with a sense of urgency tonight. Here's Jones. Jones tonight is 0 for 1. Olsen will get the sign from Castro. He will set, and he will pitch. 7 is an in-play 14, and Jones will have a 1-out single. Vidro, now the batter as the infield sets for double play. Vidro has a single today. Olsen will get the sign from Castro. He will set, and he will pitch. 3 is a defense check. Error on the third baseman. Lowell's error rating is a 5. He couldn't make a range play earlier. Let's see if he can make this one clean. No! Lowell will make an error on the play, That'll be a two-base error. Wow. Not the time if you're Mike, not the time if you're, so let's see, that'll be an E5, R12, R02. So ultimately what I want to end up with is Jones at third, Vidro at second on the E5. As Lowell is going to boot that ball and then he's going to throw it wide. Infield will play in. Guerrero, now the batter. Guerrero's 0 for 1 tonight. Fans here at Pro Player Stadium are very nervous. Olson looking over at Lowell going, come on, man. Our season's on the line here. You can't be making plays like that. Olson will get the sign from Castro. Fans here at Pro Player Stadium are very nervous. Olson will set, and he will pitch. 6 is a tough 53, and Guerrero is going to come through. He is at least going to tie the game. Sharp liner drops in front of the left fielder. Jones will score. Vidro will go to third. Guerrero will go to first. We're tied at 1. Stadium groans. Ugh. Cabrera, now the batter, and the infield is going to stay in. Cabrera tonight is 0 for 1. He popped out his first time up. Tied at 1 here at Pro Player Stadium in the top of the third. 1 out in the inning. Montreal has runners at the corners. Olson will get the sign from Castro. He will set, and he will pitch. 7 is an in-play 6, and Cabrera is going to get the Expos the lead here. That is going to be a double. Drive down the line to right field. Actually, that'll be down to left field. Runners advance 2 bases. Vidro will score. Guerrero will go to third. Cabrera will go to second. And the Expos take a 2-1 lead. Stadium groans. Ugh. As the infield still has to stay in. Bloom, now the batter. Bloom tonight is 1 for 1. He's got a double. The Expos now have a 2-1 lead and have real potential to blow this game open. Olson will get the sign from Castro. He will set, and he will pitch. 6 is a tough 82. That'll be a grounder to short. Picking that up is going to be Gonzalez, but the throw is going to come to the plate, as the infield was playing in. That's an 8. That should end up with a runner being thrown out, and it will. So Guerrero trying to come home to extend the Expos' lead. He'll be thrown out at the plate. Everybody else will be safe. 2 outs in the inning. Guerrero trying to come home to extend the lead, but he will be thrown out. There are 2 outs in the inning. Stevens, now the batter. Stevens today is 0 for 1. 2-1 Expos, bottom of the third, 2 outs in the inning. Olson will get the sign from Castro. He will set, and he will pitch. Boxcars is a ballpark 56. That's in play for Stevens, the lefty. And a 58 is going to be a fly ball into left field. Coming in for that one is Millar. He'll make that catch on a jog. That will retire the side. But the Expos take the lead here in the top of the third. 2 runs on 3 hits and a 2-base error by Lowell. It is now 2-1 Montreal as we move into the bottom of the third. We'll see how costly that error ends up being for the Marlins tonight. Bottom of the third coming up, and we've got the bottom of the Marlins order up next. Here's Alex Gonzalez leading off for Florida. 7 homers, 20 walks against right-handed pitching in 2001. Montreal out to a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the third. Oka will get the sign from Schneider. He will set, and he will pitch. 3 is a ballpark 88. That's in play for the righty Gonzalez. And an 11 is going to be a leadoff single for Gonzalez. Batter now is Kevin Olson. The infield will bring the corners in, expecting the bunt. And I think he's a C bunter. Yeah, I think they're going to have him lay it down. They're going to have him lay down a bunt. And he's going to bunt that too hard over to third base. Getting to that one is going to be Bloom. He'll be quick to the bag. And he's actually going to throw Gonzalez out, so the sacrifice doesn't work. So the sacrifice bunt backfires on... So the sacrifice bunt comes to nothing for the Marlins. Batter now is Berg with one out. Infield move to double play. Berg tonight is 0 for 1. Oka will get the sign from Schneider. He will set, and he will pitch. Oop. 8 is a patient 69. He's not that patient. That'll get bounced over to second. Vidro waiting for that one. We'll see if the Expos can turn the double play. That needs to be a 7 or less on 2d6. No. Olson will be thrown out. Berg will make it to first. 2 outs in the inning. Two outs in the inning, and the batter now is Lee. Lee tonight is 0 for 1. Marlins cannot afford to lose this game. Oka will get the sign from Schneider. He will set, and he will pitch. 10 is an in-play 23, and Lee will have a single. Soft blooper into right field. Runner on first advances 1 base. That'll be 2 because of 2-base advancement. We'll see if the Marlins can rally here with 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Wilson, now the batter. Wilson is 0 for 1 tonight. Oka trying to get out of a runners at the corners jam with 2 outs. Oka will get the sign from Schneider. He will set, and he will pitch. 8 is a patient 7, and instead, the bases are full of fishies with 2 outs. As that is ball 4, curveball misses the zone. Batter now is Lowell. Lowell tonight is 0 for 1. He flew to center his first time up. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the inning. Oka knows he's in a jam. There's no place to put Lowell. Fans here at Pro Player Stadium are loud, hoping Lowell can come through with a big-time hit. Oka will get the sign from Schneider. He will set, and here comes the pitch. 8 is a patient 60... What is that? Patient 69. That is going to be grounded over to second. Picking that up is Vidro. He'll make the play over to first, and that will retire the side. Stadium groans. Ugh. 2 hits and a walk, but the Marlins leave him loaded. They get nothing out of it. The Expos hold on to a 2-1 lead after 3. Stadium groans. Ugh. That was not a good time for the Marlins to leave the bases loaded. Top of the 4th brings us to the bottom of the Expos order. Here's Smith. Smith is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. 2-1 Montreal, top of the 4th. Marlins need this game, otherwise they're going to drop back to 500. That is not where they want to be when it comes time to look into the playoffs. Olson will get the sign from Castro. He will set, and he will pitch. 3 is a defense check. Error on the shortstop. Gonzalez's error rating is a 2. A 70, he will make that play. And that'll be a ground ball over to Gonzalez. He'll take his time, maybe have a little bit of trouble with it, but he'll throw it over to first for out number 1. Batter now is Schneider. Schneider is 0 for 1 tonight. Olson will get the sign from Castro. He will set, and he will pitch. 7 is an in-play. We've got a rare play. We've got an in-play rare play with the bases empty. So bear with me while I track down the rare plays I need. Here we are. A 0-0. Batter grounds out to short and appears to injure himself running to first base. Batter removed from the game and check for injury. All right, so that is going to be a G6. 2 outs in the inning. Injuries are game day only. Schneider will be removed from the game. Do they have another catcher? They do. Yes. They're going to bring in Randy Knorr to take over for Schneider. And that'll bring Oka to the plate with 2 outs. I will take care of the new catcher in the bottom of the 4th. Oka tonight is 0 for 1. Olson will get the sign from Castro. He will set, and he will pitch. 2 outs in the inning, by the way. 11 is a patient 67. That'll be grounded over to second. Waiting for that one is Berg. He'll make the play over to first. Side retired. 1, 2, 3 go the Expos here in the top of the 4th. They also lose Schneider for the game. Still 2-1 Montreal, moving into the bottom of the 4th. We'll just check that real quick. Okay, we're good there. Back into Digital Diamond. I will also mention while we're getting this sorted out that tonight's episode of Ultra Quick Baseball will be a little bit longer than usual because I'm not going to do a one-day block. I'm going to roll that last block. Technically, we would have a 46th block, but that's a one-day block, so I'm just going to roll that in to tonight's Ultra Quick Baseball, and we will be starting the playoffs the next time Payoff Pitch takes center stage. Just wanted to make sure we had that all clear. So now we're just waiting for Digital Diamond to get caught up here. Bottom of the 4th brings us to the middle of the Marlins order. Here's Millar. Millar grounded out to short his first time up. 2-1 Expos, top of the 4th. If you just missed it, Florida is fighting for their playoff life tonight. Oka will get the sign from Knorr. He will set, and he will pitch. 3 is a ballpark check. 26. Oh boy, he's a righty. That's wheelhouse for Millar. And a 7 says, we've got a tie game with a boom! High, deep, gone. Home run, Kevin Millar. We are tied at 2 at Pro Player Stadium. Stadium cheers. Yay! Mabry, now the batter. Mabry tied the game Mabry got the Marlins up 1-0 on his solo shot. Oka will get the sign from Nor. Fans here at Pro Players Stadium have come back to life. Oka will set, and he will pitch. 9 is an in-play 55. That'll be a fly ball into left field. Back for that one is Smith. He will track it down for out number 1. Didn't have to go too far for that one. Here's Castro. Castro tonight is 0 for 1. Oka will get the sign from Nor. He will set, and he will pitch. Snake Eyes is a defense check for Montreal. Let's see who we're looking at and what we're looking for. Error on the second baseman. Vidro's error rating is a 3. And Vidro's not going to make an error. He'll have that with no issue. That'll be a ground ball over to Vidro. He'll take his time with it, throw it over to first for out number 2. Gonzalez, now the batter. Gonzalez is 1 for 1 with a single tonight. Oka will get the sign from Nor. He will set, and he will pitch. 3 is a ballpark check. 1, oh boy, that's wheelhouse for Gonzalez. But a 46 is going to be just a little bit too high. That'll be bounced right back to Oka. He will throw that over to Stevens at first, and that will retire the side. After the solo bomb by Millar, that was the only hit of the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Marlins in the bottom of the 4th. We are tied at 2 here at Pro Players Stadium after 4. In a very high-stakes matchup here in the National League East, at least if you're a Marlins fan. And actually, a game that, well, I'm not going to say anything about that. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. Jones, now the batter for Montreal, leading off the top of the 5th. Jones is 1 for 2 with a single tonight. Tied at 2 here at Pro Players Stadium after 4. Heading into the top of the 5th. Olsen will get the sign from Castro. He will set, and he will pitch. Snake Eyes is a tough 4. That's an ugly swing by Jones, but that is strike 3. That will be out number 1. Excuse me. 5th strikeout of the night by Olsen. That'll bring Vidro to the plate. Vidro tonight is 1 for 1 with a single, and he got to second on a 2-base error by Lowell. Olsen will get the sign from Castro. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. 6 is a tough 63. That'll be grounded over to third. Lowell won't have any problems with this one. He'll make the play over to first. That is out number 2. Two outs, and the batter now is Guerrero. Guerrero tonight is 1 for 2 with a single. Olsen will get the sign from Castro. He will set, and he will pitch. 7 is an in-play 64. That'll be flown to right field. Back for that one is Mabry. He'll take a couple steps to his right, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Expos in the top of the 5th. Still tied at 2, heading into the bottom of the 5th. Bottom of the 5th coming up, Olsen leading off. He's been pitching well. They're going to let him continue to pitch. Olsen tonight is 0 for 1. He botched a sacrifice bunt back in the 3rd. Oka will get the sign from Nor. He will set. Here's the windup, the kick, and the pitch. Snake Eyes is a defense check. Let's see who we're looking at for Montreal. Range on the center fielder. Center fielder is Jones. His range is a C. Jones going back. He's trying to make this play. He leaps. And he can't get it. That'll drop. How bad will that drop? That'll drop for a double. That'll get to the wall. Olson jumping up and down at second base after sliding in safe, saying, DH? I don't need no stinking DH. Berg, now the batter. Berg is over 2 tonight. Oka will get the sign from Knorr. He will set, he will kick, and he will pitch. 5 is a wheelhouse 46, and that's a base hit by Berg. He will have a single. Ball bloops into right field. Olson will go to third, Berg will go to first, and now we've got runners at the corners with nobody out. The infield has to play in. Lee, now the batter. Lee tonight is 1 for 2 with a single. Boy, the Marlins love him to get another single tonight. Oka will get the sign from Knorr. Fans at Pro Player Stadium are loud. Oka will set, and he will pitch. 8 is a patient 58, and plunk, ouch! Oka hits Lee, and the bases are full of fishies. Wilson, now the batter. Wilson tonight is 0 for 1 with a walk. The Marlins were able to get out of a bases loaded situation earlier. Let's see if the Expos can. Oka will get the sign from Knorr. Fans here at Pro Player Stadium are on their feet. Oka will set, and he will pitch. 6 is a tough 77. That'll be a fly ball into center field. Back for that one is Jones. He'll make the catch for out number 1. They're going to hold Olson at third. Marlins can't afford to try to have him score. 1 out in the inning. Batter now is Lowell. Lowell tonight is 0 for 2. They're going to leave the infield in, try for a home to first double play. Oka will get the sign from Knorr. Fans here at Pro Player Stadium are once again loud. Oka will set, and he will pitch. That's cocked. 9 is an in-play 33. That'll be popped up on the infield. Getting to that one is Vidro. The infield fly rule will be called. 2 outs in the inning. Stadium groans. Ugh. Millar, now the batter. Millar is 1 for 2 with a solo shot that tied the game. Oka will get the sign from Knorr. Pro Player Stadium fans, once again loud. Oka will set, and he will pitch. 8 is a patient 71. Grounded over to second. Picking that up is Vidro. He will take that to the bag himself and retire the side. Stadium groans. Ugh. 2 hits and a hit batter, but the Marlins, just like the Expos did earlier, leave them loaded. We are still tied at 2 here in Florida after 5. If leaving the bases loaded is something to go by, neither team appears to want this game. Top of the 6th brings us back to the middle of the Expos order. Here's Cabrera. Cabrera is 1 for 2 with a double tonight. Tied at 2, top of the 6th. Each team has loaded the bases. They've both left them that way. Olson will get the sign from Castro. He will set, and he will pitch. 7 is an in-play 65. That'll be a fly ball into right field. Coming in for that one is Mabry. He'll make the catch on the run for out number 1. Here's Bloom. Bloom tonight is also 1 for 2 with a double. Olson will get the sign from from Castro. He will set, and he will pitch. 9 is an in-play 47. That'll be lined over to short. Gonzalez will put up his glove. Pow! Ball will slam into it. 2 outs in the inning. Stevens, now the batter. Stevens is 0 for 2 tonight. 2 outs, top of the 6th, tied at 2. Olson will get the sign from Castro. He will set, and he will pitch. 8 is a tough 55. Called strike 3 on Stevens, and the inning is over. 6th strikeout of the night by Olson. 1, 2, 3 go the Expos here in the top of the 6th. Knotted up at 2 as we head into the bottom of the 6th. Bottom of the 6th, leading off the bottom of the 6th is Mabry for the Marlins. He is 1 for 2 with the homer that started the scoring. Oka will get the sign from Knorr. He will set, and he will pitch. 8 is a patient 2, and that's ball 4. Curveball misses the zone for ball 4, and Mabry is on with a leadoff walk. Batter now is Castro as the infield will move to double play depth. Castro tonight is 0 for 2. Are they going to have him try a bunt? Good question. Are they going to have him try a bunt? I think the answer to that is going to be he's a D-bunter. No, they're not going to have him try a bunt here. Even though that's probably... Actually, yes, I think they're going to have him try a bunt. So he's a D-bunter, but they're going to have him lay it down. And he's going to bunt it too hard right to first base. Waiting for that is Stevens. He'll make the throw over to second. That'll actually get the lead runner. That'll actually get Mabry thrown out. And that'll be 1 out in the inning. Stadium groans. Ugh. As Mabry gets thrown out, Castro makes first. 1 out in the inning. And the batter is Gonzalez. Gonzalez tonight is 1 for 2 with a single. They had to try it with Castro. Oka will get the sign from Knorr. He will set, and he will pitch. 3 is a ballpark check, 62 to a righty's in play. A 30 is going to be just out of range. That'll be popped up to second base. Getting under that one is Vidro. He'll make the catch, and that is out number 2. That'll bring Olson to the plate. Olson is actually 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a double, but I think he botched a sacrifice as well. But Olson with a double tonight. Oka will get the sign from Knorr. He will set, and he will pitch. Snake Eyes is a defense check. Let's see who we're looking at. Range on the second baseman. Vidro's range is a D. This could be trouble. Vidro will actually get that one. He'll make a diving stop on a great play. He'll make a great play. That'll be grounded. That'll be a grounder. Vidro making a great play. He'll throw it over to first. That'll get Olson by a couple of steps, and that will retire the side. A walk and a fielder's choice. but the Marlins can't get anything out of it. We remain tied at 2 here at Pro Players Stadium after 6. And we've got a little bit of a pitcher's duel going tonight. We're going to get some activity in Montreal's bullpen, as getting loose for the Expos is going to be... The Expos are going to get Guillermo Mota warming up. As for the Marlins are going to get... The Marlins are going to get Vic Derensburg warming up. Leading off the top of the 7th for Montreal is Smith. Smith tonight is 0 for 2. Olsen will get the sign from Castro. He will set and he will pitch. 3 is a defense check. Error on the shortstop. Gonzalez's error rating is a 2. Gonzalez is going to make an error. That'll be a 1-base error. Smith will take first on the E6. Olsen looking at Gonzalez going, come on, man, our season's on the line. Nor now at the plate for the Expos as the infield is moving to double plate depth. Smith, not a threat to steal, he will hold. Olsen will get the sign from Castro. He will set, and he will pitch. 8 is a tough 42. Called strike 3 on Knorr. That's out number 1. 7th strikeout by Olsen. 1 out in the inning. Pinch hitter coming in for Oka as he's going to come out of the game. Let's see, who might they want to replace here? Do they have anybody they want to swap in? They're going to bring, to pinch hit, they're going to bring in, they're going to bring in Brad Wilkerson to pinch hit. 1 homer, 16 walks against right-handed pitching in 2001. Hopefully you guys are enjoying a little Friday night baseball here on the channel. It's actually been a pretty good game so far. Olsen will get the sign from Castro. He will set, and he will pitch. 5 is going to be a tough 79. That'll be flown into center field. Back for that one is Wilson. He will make the catch for out number 2. Two outs in the inning, and Jones now the batter. Jones tonight is 1 for 3 with a single. Stop dropping dice. Olsen will get the sign from Castro. He will set, and he will pitch. 10 is a tough 14. Swing and a miss by Jones. Strike 3, that will retire the side. A leadoff error comes to nothing for the Expos. We are tied at 2, heading into the 7th inning stretch. Saying, take me out to the ball game. I will take a small break. As Troy Sawyer now joins us here at Pro Player Stadium. You're enjoying it, it's a good game, lurk a lot. All good, Troy. Glad you're stopping by. The small break is actually going to include a fresh drink, so bear with me while I go get that. After tonight's game, we will have our last episode of Ultra Quick Baseball for this replay. I'm also not able to announce anything coming up on the channel yet, as far as this replay goes, because we need to figure out what happens in Ultra Quick, so we can figure out what the playoffs are going to look like. So we'll have to wait until Ultra Quick later tonight, after this game, to get an idea for the schedule. Expos need a pitcher. Coming in to pitch for Montreal is going to be Guillermo Mota. 1-3 with a 5.26 ERA. 49 2/3 innings pitched. 51 hits, 9 homers, 18 walks, 31 strikeouts in 2001. He will take over for the Expos. Leading off the bottom of the 7th, once Digital Diamond gets caught up, will be Berg. Berg tonight is 1-for-3 with a single. Tied at 2, bottom of the 7th. Marlins in arguably what is a must-win game for them. A loss here puts them back to 500, and that's not a spot they want to be in. Especially when you remember that 500 won't get you into the playoffs on the channel. As long as nothing too crazy happens in this one, I could mark this as a Game of the Year candidate. This has been a good one. A little bit of a pitcher's duel that's now starting to turn into a bullpen matchup. Mota will get the sign from Nor. He will set, and he will pitch. 10 is an in... We've got another rare play on in play with the bases empty. Oh boy. Batter grounds out to short and appears to injure himself running to first base. Batter removed from the game and checked for injury. All right, so that'll be a G6 for out number 1. Let's see. Berg was at second base. I'm sure the Marlins have somebody who can come in and take over at second base. They do. They've got a couple who can come in. The Marlins are going to bring in Andy Fox to take over at second base for Berg. Batter now is Lee. Lee tonight is 1 for 2 with a single, and he's been hit by a pitch. Once again, I'll take care of the defensive substitution in the 8th. Moda will get the sign from Nor. He will set, and he will pitch. 8 is a wheelhouse 1, and well, that looks like exactly what the Marlins ordered, as that's going to get out of here with a boom! High, deep, gone! Home run, Derek Lee. Marlins take the lead. 3-2 Florida. Stadium cheers. Yay! Wilson, now the batter. Wilson tonight is 0 for 2 with a walk. 3-2 Marlins, bottom of the 7th. Solo shot by Lee gives them the lead. Moda will get the sign from Nor. He will set, and he will pitch. 5 is a patient 72. That'll be grounded over to second. Vidro will get that with no issues. He'll make the play over to first for out number 1. Lowell, now the batter. Actually, that's out number 2, I should say. Wait, hold on. Yeah. And 2 outs in the inning? Yes. Okay. Now that we've got that figured out, Lowell, as we established, is 0 for 3. Moda will get the sign from Nor. He will set, and he will pitch. 7 is a tough 27. Called strike 3 on Lowell, and the inning is over. But the Marlins managed to take the lead. 1 run on 1 hit, a solo bomb by Derek Lee. The Marlins now with a 3-2 lead after 7. Top of the 8th, and Olsen is going to come out of the game. The Marlins are going to go to the bullpen. Vic Derensburg will take over for Florida. 1-2 with a 4.25 ERA. 48 2/3 innings pitched, 52 hits, 4 homers, 10 walks, 33 strikeouts in 2001. Leading off the top of the 8th, we've got Vidro. Vidro tonight is 1 for 2 with a single, and he reached on a 2-base error. Come on. Come on, Digital Diamond, pick it up. I apologize for the dead air. Digital Diamond is a little difficult sometimes. 3-2 Marlins, top of the 8th. Florida's got to have this game. Montreal doesn't need it. Derensburg will get the sign from Castro. He will set, and he will pitch. 4 is an in-play 90. That'll be way too high. That'll be grounded over to short. Waiting for that one is Gonzalez. He'll make the play over to first. 4 out number 1. Guerrero, now the batter with 1 out. Guerrero is 1 for 3 with a single tonight. Derensburg will get the sign from Castro. He will set, and he will pitch. 5 is a ballpark rare play with the bases empty. Here we go. So we've got a ballpark rare play with the bases empty. A 4. Pitcher calls out the trainer and the manager due to discomfort. Pitcher must be removed from the game. Check for injury. Wow. So Derensburg is going to come out of the game due to discomfort. Coming in to pitch for Florida then is going to be... Jeez. They're going to bring in Ricky Bones to take over. 4-4 with a 5.06 ERA. 64 innings pitched, 71 hits, 7 homers, 33 walks, 41 strikeouts in 2001. And odds are good that Digital Diamond being slow will probably serve as the RP time to give Bones a few warm-up tosses. Maybe Derensburg was nervous about pitching to Guerrero. Who knows? But either way, Guerrero now becomes Bones' problem. Looks like this game decided to be Rare Play City tonight. Okay. Let's try that again, shall we? Now, Bones will get the sign from Castro. He will set, and he will pitch. 11 is a defense check. Looking at the range on the left fielder. Left fielder for Florida is Millar. His range is a D. This could be trouble. He will make the... Millar will make the play. That'll be a short fly ball. Millar will have to come in for that one. He'll make the catch on a jog, but that will be out number 2. Two outs in the inning, and Cabrera, now the batter. Cabrera is 1 for 3 with a double tonight. Bones will get the sign from Castro. He will set, and he will pitch. 10 is an in-play 79. That's a fly ball into center field. Wilson back for that one. He will make the catch and retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Expos here in the top of the 8th. Still 3-2 Florida, moving into the bottom of the 8th. We're going to get some more activity in both bullpens. Montreal is going to get Scott Stewart warming up. As for the Marlins, they can't afford funny business tonight. This is a game they've got to have. So they want their closer, Antonio Alfonseca. Bottom of the 8th for the Marlins, and leading off is Millar. Millar tonight is 1 for 3, but that one was a solo shot that tied the game. 3-2 Marlins, bottom of the 8th. Mota will get the sign from Knorr. He will set, and he will pitch. 8 is a Wheelhouse 97. Fortunately, that's too high. Fortunately for the Expos, that's too high. That's a fly ball into left field. Back is Smith. He'll be back at the track, but he'll make the catch for out number 1. Ball dies out there for out number 1. Millar took it a long way, though. Batter now is Mabry. Mabry tonight is 1 for 2. That one was a solo shot, and he's got a walk tonight. Mota will get the sign from Knorr. He will set, and he will pitch. 9 is a patient 34, and that's going to be a base hit for Mabry. He will have a single. Let's see, do the Marlins even have another catcher in... Yes, they do. Okay. Actually, they've got a couple other catchers. Okay. Infield will go to double play depth. Castro is going to come out of the game. They're going to pinch hit for Castro. Coming in to pinch hit is going to be Charles Johnson, and he'll take over at catcher as well. 17 homers, 27 walks against right-handed pitching in 2001. Mabry represents a gigantic insurance run for the Marlins. Let's see if the Marlins can get him in. Let me get my mouse back over OBS. There we go. All right. Mota will get the sign from Knorr. 3-2 Marlins, bottom of the 8th. Mota will set, he will kick, and he will pitch. 3 is an in-play 22. Base hit for Johnson. He will have a single. Hard grounder into left field. Runner on first advances 1 base. So Johnson able to keep it going here, as the Marlins now have something going on. 2 on, 1 out. Batter now is Gonzalez. Gonzalez tonight is 1 for 3. He's got a single. Mabry is a huge insurance run. Mota will get the sign from Knorr. Fans at Pro Player Stadium are loud. Mota will set, and he will pitch. 9 is a patient 64. That'll be a fly ball into right field. Back for that one is going to be Guerrero. He will make the catch for out number 2. Mabry will take third on the patient fly ball, on the sac fly. Two outs in the inning. Bones will come out of the game. The Marlins are going to go to a pinch hitter. They're going to go to a second pinch hitter. Who are the Marlins going to go to now? They're going to go to Cliff Floyd. 22 homers, 30 walks against right-handed pitching in 2001. Mabry is a gigantic insurance run that Floyd is going to try to get home for the Marlins. We'll see if he can get it done here. Okay. There you are. All right. 3-2 Marlins, bottom of the 8th, 2 outs in the inning. Moda will get the sign from Knorr. He will set, and he will pitch. 8 is a wheelhouse 85, just a little bit too high. That'll be hit hard, but it'll be hit right to Vidro. Vidro will take his time, throw it over to first, and retire the side. No runs, 2 hits for the Marlins, as they can't get Mabry as the insurance run across. 3-2 Florida, as we move into the top of the 9th, where we have the age-old question to answer of can the Expos hold on? Can the Expos get a run here? The Expos just need 1 here. Florida wants no funny business in a game they can't afford to have funny business in. They're going to bring out the closer, Antonio Alfonseca. 4-4 with a 3.06 ERA and 28 saves. 61 2/3 innings pitched, 68 hits, 6 homers, 15 walks, 40 strikeouts in 2001. His job? No pressure. Just stop the Expos here, give the Marlins season, give them a chance to make the playoffs. You know, standard fare, no pressure. Leading off for the Expos is Bloom. Bloom is 1 for 3 with a double tonight. I'm just making sure, I'm just waiting for Digital Diamond to catch up here. So bear with me for that. There we go. What? Oh, Charles Johnson was going to catch. That's right. As the Marlins are trying to save their season here. There we go. All right. Now we're all caught up. Okay. Alfonseca will get the sign from Johnson. He will set. Here's the windup and the pitch. 4 is a tough 6. Swing and a miss by Bloom. Strike 3. That's out number 1. Stevens, now the batter. Stevens is 0 for 3. Alfonseca will get the sign from Johnson. He will set, and he will pitch. 4 is a tough 17. Swing and a miss by Stevens. Strike 3. That's out number 2. Alfonseca's breaking ball is working here tonight, and it needs to be. And the last chance for the Expos comes to Mark Smith. Smith tonight is 0 for 2, but he reached on an error. Marlins need this game. Alfonseca they're 1 out from getting it. Smith needs to get on to continue this one. Alfonseca will get the sign from Johnson. Fans here at Pro Players Stadium are going crazy. Alfonseca will set, and he will pitch. 5 is a tough 40. Changeup gets the zone. Strikeout. That's your game. The Florida Marlins get this game that they had to have by a final score of 3-2. Stadium cheers. Yay! Alfonseca comes in and strikes out the side. Final line score coming up. This was a game the Marlins absolutely had to have, and they got it. It kind of showed who wanted this one more, as the Marlins will get their first win on the board, and the Expos go to 0-3 on the board. I'm just waiting for the box score to pull up in Digital Diamond. But this was, as we established, this was a huge game for the Marlins. For the Marlins, 3 runs, 9 hits, and 2 errors. For the Expos, 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors. Winning pitcher tonight is going to be Kevin Olson. He will pick up the win. Guillermo Mota will end up with the loss. Antonio Alfonseca will get the save. Vic Derensburg and Ricky Bones will both have holds. Of course, you guys know the drill by now. If you're regulars on the channel, we are not done yet. After I get done with cleanup, we have the last block of Ultra Quick Baseball for the 2001 season replay. Excuse me. The Florida Marlins needed this game, and they will get it by a final score of 3-2. That'll bring the Marlins to 80 wins and 78 losses. Florida's magic number to be eligible for the playoffs, and to make it, quite frankly, is 2. They need a winning record to do it. But they have a doomsday number of 3, and they only have 4 games left to go at this point. But let's see how the rest of the majors fared here, as we've got our friends at Downey Games giving us Ultra Quick Baseball, and then the clutch ratings from Fast Score to help us out with extra innings. The Marlins pick up a huge win. Let's see how the rest of the majors get on. We'll start off with October 3rd with the Mariners and the Angels. Seattle, T32 is 4. Anaheim, S56 is 7. That's a win for the Halos. Rockies and the Diamondbacks. Colorado trying to clinch the NL West. Their magic number to do that is 4. The NL West champion will be the number 1 seed in the National League. Colorado, W54 is 8. Arizona, O35 is 4. The Rockies will double up the Snakes. Phillies and the Braves playing for pride. Phillies, R64 is 8. Braves, Q42 is 5. That's a win for the Fightin' Phils. Battle of the Birds is also for pride between Toronto and Baltimore. Both ends. Blue Jays roll a 36, that's 3. Orioles roll a 66, that's 9. The Orioles will triple up the the Orioles will triple up the Blue Jays. Reds and the Cubs are both Qs, also playing for pride. Cubs roll a 12, that's 1. Reds roll a 61, that's 7. That game belongs to the Reds. Twins and the Tigers are both theoretically alive here in the playoff race. Minnesota, that's not going to help their cause. N15 is 2. Detroit, P66 is 9. The Kitty Cats will get that win. Giants and the Astros. With a win, the Astros clinch playoff eligibility. But they are, well, they actually have the advantage here because they are at home. We almost went to this game on the board. Giants, R16 is 3. Astros, S52, that's 6. That's a win for the Astros, and they will clinch playoff eligibility. Indians and the Royals. Kansas City with a doomsday number of 1. If they lose, they are ineligible for the playoffs. Cleveland, P33 is 4. Kansas City, N54 is 5. Kansas City keeping their slim hopes alive. Cardinals and the Brewers. This game means nothing to either team. St. Louis, 036 is a big game. 32 is +1, so they're on column P now. 15 is 3. Milwaukee, S42 is 5. The beer makers will get the Redbirds drunk. White Sox and the Yankees. With a win, the White Sox clinch playoff eligibility. The Yankees' doomsday number is 2. White Sox, S62 is 8. Yankees, R46 is 5. That's a win for the Pale Hose. Rangers and the Athletics. Texas has 116 wins, and they've got 5 games to play. Rangers, V34 is 5. Oakland, O63 is 6. That's a win for the A's. Mets and the Pirates. Pirates also still alive in the NL Central. Mets, J53 is 4. Pirates, P22 is 3. That's a bad time for the Pirates to lose. That brings Pittsburgh's doomsday number to 3, actually, so they've still got some room to play with. Dodgers and the Padres are both eliminated. Dodgers, N23 is 3. San Diego, R61 is 7. That's a win for the Friars. Red Sox and the Devil Rays. Tampa Bay, of course, playing Cleveland in the ALDS. Boston, M52 is 4. Tampa Bay, O46 is also 4. They will have extras. Boston rolls a 4. -1 is 3. Tampa Bay rolls a 1. +2 is 3. Thanks to home field, Tampa Bay will take that one in extras. October 4th, Athletics and the Angels. Oakland, S14 is 3. Anaheim, R34 is 4. That's a win for the Halos. Rockies and the Diamondbacks. Colorado's magic number dropped to 2. Let's see if Colorado can help their own cause out here. Wow. Rockies with a W66. That'll definitely help out their own cause. That's 10. Arizona, O52 is 5. The Rockies will double up the Snakes. Phillies and the Braves. Phillies, R35 is 4. Braves, Q14 is 3. That's a win for the Fightin' Phils. Red Sox and the Orioles. Red Sox, O45 is 4. Orioles, N16 is 2. That's a win for the Bo Sox. Reds and the Cubs are both Qs. Cubs roll a 36. That is 4. Reds roll a 42. That's 5. That game belongs to the Reds. Twins and the Tigers. Both teams roll 36s. Minnesota's N is 3. Detroit's P is 4. That's a win for the Kitty Cats. A bad loss for the Twins, as that brings Minnesota's doomsday number now to 1. And Detroit now over 500. They could be a factor here. Expos and the Marlins. Florida still needs to get wins. That won't help. Montreal, O63 is 6. Florida, P32, that's 4. That's a win for the Expos. We'll do that game last on October 4th. Indians and the Royals. Kansas City still hovering around a doomsday number of 1. Cleveland, P13 is 2. Kansas City, N45 is 4. Kansas City continuing to hang around in the AL Central. Cardinals and the Brewers. Cardinals, O51 is 5. Brewers, S34 is 4. That's a win for the Redbirds. Dodgers and the Padres. Dodgers, N46 is 4. Padres, R63 is 8. The Friars will double up the Blue Bombers. Rangers and the Mariners. Texas still trying to get to 117 wins. They probably will here. Texas, W23 is 4. Seattle, P11 is 0. And Texas will hit 117 wins. 120 still in range, but they need to win out. Yankees and the Devil Rays. Yankees with a doomsday number of 1. If they lose here, they cannot make the playoffs, and we will not have a wild card game in the American League. Can the Yankees preserve hopes for a wild card game? Let's find out. Yankees, M21 is 2. Devil Rays, P26, that is 3. And with that loss, the New York Yankees will be eliminated from playoff contention, and we will not have a wild card game in the American League. First replay ever that neither historical season finalist has made the finals of the replay. That was brutal. Now, we skipped over the Giants and the Astros because Colorado's magic number is 1. If the Rockies win, if the Giants lose this game, the Rockies will clinch the National League West along with the number 1 seed in the playoffs. Can the Giants keep their slim hopes for the number 1 seed and the National League crown alive? With a loss, the Giants will be guaranteed to host at least one National League wildcard game. Can the Giants preserve their hopes? Let's find out. Giants, R25 is 3. Astros, S31 is 4. The Astros will pick up that win. They'll clinch the Astros will clinch playoff. Actually, the Astros already clinched playoff eligibility, but that will also give the Colorado Rockies the National League West, along with the 1 seed in the National League playoffs. So, congratulations to the Colorado Rockies on that. On to October 5th. We've got the Athletics and the Angels. Oakland, S43 is 5. Anaheim, R56, that is 7. That's a win for the Halos. Marlins and the Braves. Florida now. Florida looking at magic and doomsday numbers of 2. They would prefer to win out here, but let's see what happens here. Marlins, R53 is a big game for Florida. Uh-oh. This could still be bad, though. 62 sends them +1 columns. They're on column S. 25 is 4. Braves, P13 is 2. That's a win for the Fishies. The Marlins have not clinched playoff eligibility yet, because they could still lose out and still miss the playoffs. Red Sox and the Orioles have a doubleheader. Red Sox, O52 is 5. Orioles, N23 is 3. The Red Sox take Game 1. Game 2. Red Sox, O13 is 2. Orioles, N33 is 3. They will split the twin bill. Pirates and the Cubs are both Ps. Pittsburgh needs 1 more win to clinch playoff eligibility. Let's see if they get it here. Probably not. Pirates, P33 is 4. Cubs also are P. They roll a 51. That's 5. The Reds will win. The Cubs will win. Blue Jays and the Indians. That was a bad loss for the Pirates to take. Blue Jays, 0-11 is 0. Indians, U44 is 6. That's a win for the Tribe. Diamondbacks and the Brewers. Arizona, 0-26 is 3. Milwaukee, S53 is 6. The Beer Makers will double up the Snakes. White Sox and the Twins. Let's look at the standings here. White Sox can actually eliminate the Twins with a win and clinch playoff eligibility themselves. Can the White Sox pull it off? Both teams are ours. Let's find out. White Sox roll a 41. That's 4. Twins roll a 52. That is 6. And the Twins stay alive. Also, well, not quite pushing the White Sox to the brink of elimination. Expos and the Mets. Montreal, P53 is 5. Mets, L51 is 3. That's a win for the Expos. Rockies and the Padres. Colorado, R44 is 5. San Diego, N35 is 3. That's a win for the Rockies. Rangers and the Mariners. Texas, W34 is 5. Seattle, P15 is 3. That's another win for Texas. Dodgers and the Giants. Wow, Los Angeles wanted this one. Q66 is 9. San Francisco, S41 is 5. That's a win for the Dodgers. Astros and the Cardinals. Houston still in a little... Well, actually, Houston now should make the playoffs. I think with a win they will. Let's see. They could lose out, and the Pirates would win out. The Pirates hold the head-to-head tiebreaker, so the Astros need a win here to make the playoffs. And I think we are going to have at least one National League wildcard game. Astros, U61 is 8. Cardinals, S14 is 3. And with that win, the Houston Astros will clinch a playoff berth. And I need yellow for that. I do keep my standings color-coded. So that means the Pirates, I don't think, can make it. At least that's what I'm going to go with here. All right, Yankees and the Devil Rays. Yankees, M14 is 2. Devil Rays, P35 is 4. That's a win for Tampa Bay. Indians and the Blue Jays. Indians, S45 is 5. Blue Jays, O25 is 3. That's a win for Cleveland. Oakland at Anaheim. Athletics, S32, lost my place for a second, is 4. Angels, R64 is 8. That's a win for Anaheim as they will double up Oakland. Actually, let's come back to the Marlins and the Braves later. Red Sox and the Orioles. Boston, O24 is 3. Baltimore, N26 is also 3. They will have extras. Boston rolls a 4, minus 1 is 3. Baltimore rolls a 6, plus 1 is 7. That'll be a win for the Brownbirds in extras. Pirates and the Cubs are both Ps. Pittsburgh rolls a 56. That's 6. Cubs roll a 36. That's 4. The Pirates will pillage Wrigley Field. Phillies and the Reds have a doubleheader. Game 1. Phillies, N25 is 3. Reds, P36 is 4. Game 1 belongs to the Reds. Game 2. Phillies, N42 is 4. Reds, P13, that's 2. they will split the twin bill. Royals and the Tigers also with a twin bill. Kansas City still hanging on doomsday. Detroit not doing much better. But let's see what happens here in game 1. Royals, L15. L15 is 2. Tigers, M21 is also 2. They will have extras. Kansas City rolls a 3, -1 is 2. Detroit rolls a 6, +2 is 8. With a game 1 win, the Detroit Tigers will eliminate the Kansas City Royals. Game 2, the Tigers could clinch playoff eligibility themselves. And they probably will here. Royals, L16 is 2. Tigers, M43 is 4. And indeed, the Detroit Tigers have clinched playoff eligibility. And a shocker, Diamondbacks and the Brewers. Diamondbacks, O26 is 3. Brewers, S51 is 5. That's a win for the beer makers. White Sox and the Twins. Chicago still trying to clinch playoff eligibility and eliminate Minnesota. Can they do it here? Actually, let's come back to that one as well. The Expos and the Mets. Montreal, P25 is 3. Mets, L36 is a big game for the Mets. 51 +4 columns. They're on column P as well. 36 is also 4. Actually, that's 4. That's a win for the Mets. Rockies and the Padres. Colorado, R16 is 3. Padres, N23 is also 3. Colorado does not like to see extra innings, but here we go. They will roll a 5. -4 is 1. Padres roll a 4. +1 is 5. The Friars will pray that win up in extras. Rangers and the Mariners. Texas, W51 is 7. Seattle, P25 is 3. That's another win for Texas. Dodgers and the Giants. Dodgers, Q53 is 5. San Francisco, S25 is 4. That's a win for the Dodgers. Astros and the Cardinals. The Astros are in the playoffs. They are playing in the wild card round. Astros, U52 is 7. Cardinals, S14 is 3. The Spacefarers will nuke the Redbirds from orbit. Yankees and the Devil Rays. Yankees, M62 is 5. Tampa Bay, P32 is 4. That's a win for the Yankees. Indians and the Blue Jays. Cleveland, S64 is 9. Toronto, O34, that is 4. That's a win for the Tribe. Now let's go back to the Marlins and the Braves. Florida trying to clinch playoff eligibility. If they win, they're in. And we will have at least one, actually we'll have 2 wildcard games in the National League, I think. Yes. Can the Marlins clinch a berth in the playoffs here? Let's find out. Both teams roll 43s. Florida's R is good for 5. Atlanta's P is 4. The Marlins, with that win, will make the playoffs, and we will have 2 wildcard games in the National League. Wow, didn't think that would happen. I'm just doing some updates here so I don't forget. Let's see, and I think... Actually, we still have to figure out the American League. We've got the Twins and we've got the White Sox at the Twins, both R's. Chicago trying to eliminate Minnesota, and they probably will there. White Sox with a 52, that's 6. Twins with a 26, that's 3. And with being doubled up, the White Sox and the Twins will be eliminated from playoff contention. And now it's coming down to the White Sox and the Tigers. Wow. All right, that brings us to October 7th. Actually, this is the last block of the season? Yeah. Last block of the season. Looks like my ticker actually worked perfectly here. We've got the Athletics and the Angels. Oakland, S34 is 4. Anaheim, R61 is 7. That's a win for Anaheim. Marlins and the Braves, I should say. Florida, R16 is 3. Atlanta, P35 is 4. That's a win for the Braves. Pirates and the Cubs are both Ps. Pirates, P62 is 6. Cubs also are a P. They roll a 35. That's 4. The Pirates will pillage Wrigley Field once again. Phillies and the Reds. Phillies, N52 is 4. Reds, P61 is 6. And that's another win for Cincinnati. Royals and the Tigers. Detroit, actually both teams are 82 and 79 right now. So a win by one and a loss by the other would make my life easy, which means we'll skip that one and come back to it. Diamondbacks and the Brewers. Diamondbacks, 061 is 6. Brewers, S44, that is 5. That's a win for the Snakes. We'll come back to the Twins and the White Sox. Next up, we've got the Expos and the Mets. Montreal, P35 is 4. Mets, L13 is 1. That's a win for Montreal. Rockies and the Padres. Rockies, R22 is 3. San Diego, N11 is 0. That's a win for Colorado. Rangers and the Mariners. Texas is not going to make 120 wins. Texas, W36 is 5. Seattle, P61, that's 6. That's a win for Seattle. Dodgers and the Giants. Dodgers, Q25 is 3. Giants, S36 is 5. That's a win for the Giants. Astros and the Cardinals. Astros, U63 is 9. Cardinals, S43 is 5. That's a win for the Astros. Yankees and the Devil Rays. Yankees, M53 is 4. Tampa Bay, P42 is also 4. They will have extras. Yankees roll a 2, plus 1 is 3. Devil Rays roll a 5, plus 2 is 7. Tampa Bay will get that game in extras. Indians and the Blue Jays. Indians, S43 is 5. Toronto, O46, that's 4. That's a win for Cleveland. Now back to the American League Central. We are going to have a wild card. Actually, no, we're not going to have a wild card game in the American League. Actually, I highlighted Kansas City in the wrong color. They should be in red, not yellow. So there is no wild card game in the American League. We just need to figure out who's going to make the playoffs. If of the White Sox and the Tigers, if one wins and the other loses, that makes my life easy. If they both have the same outcome, then I need to go to head-to-head. But let's start off with the Royals and the Tigers. Royals, L43 is 3. Tigers, M41 is also 3. They will have extras. Kansas City is a -1 in the clutch. Detroit is a +2. Kansas City rolls a 2. -1 is 1. Detroit rolls a 4. +2 is 6. The Kitty Cats will take that in extras. Now the Twins could play spoiler here for the White Sox and potentially put the Tigers in the playoffs without having to go to head-to-head. Can the White Sox win and force me to go to head-to-head in access? Let's find out. Both teams roll 65s. They're both R's. That's 9. So fittingly, we have a shootout going to extras. The White Sox are a +1. Minnesota is a +2, and we're at the Metrodome for this one. The White Sox roll, Chicago rolls a 5, +1 is 6. Minnesota rolls a 6, +2 is 8. A shootout goes to the Twins, and on the last block of the season, the Detroit Tigers, will make the 2001 playoffs, but of course, their prize is, congratulations, Detroit is going to play Texas in the American League Division Series, and that will do it for the 2001 regular season and Ultra Quick Baseball. If your team won tonight, congratulations. If they didn't, there's always tomorrow in the playoffs, or if your team's not in the playoffs, there's always the next project. Let's give a massive thank you to the Ticker Dice for rolling this great season in Ultra Quick Baseball. We will put them away in a quick salute to the Ticker Dice, as we won't need those until the next project that needs Ticker Dice hits center stage. I'm going to take some time to get the final standings put together, make the post of the playoffs, and I'll have a better idea for the actual schedule before I go for Mystical Munchies tomorrow morning. Let's talk about what's coming up on the channel. So tomorrow morning, Mystical Munchies will conclude out of the Cooking with Deadpool cookbook as we make the dessert, double shot cupcakes. I'm expecting this to be wildcard weekend on the channel, in all honesty, but we'll see how the schedule pans out. Tomorrow night for sure, though, we will have Pinot with Phoenix for February 2026. Sunday morning, we will be playing Red, White, and Blue Racing by Play Games, and Wednesday next week, we will be playing Veil Wraith by All or Nothing Publications. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care everyone. The Florida Marlins pick up a huge clutch win on the board on their way to clinching a playoff spot as they defeat the Montreal Expos by a final score of 3-2. Once again, take care, and I will see you guys tomorrow.